Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking a highly abstract, absolutely fascinating theory known as cosmic holography. We'll be basing our journey on the 2005 writings of an author named Su Feng. Now, whether you're a seasoned student of metaphysics or you're just looking for a totally radical new perspective on how the universe operates, buckle up. We are going to break down some truly massive concepts today. Let's dive right in.
So, to really wrap our heads around this theory, we kind of have to start with its most extreme metaphors. The author literally claims that a storm on Mars can cause colds right here on Earth. Or, get this, that the death of a single whale out in the Pacific Ocean actually causes grief in fish swimming in the Nile River. It's basically the classic butterfly effect, but taken to an absolute cosmic scale. Now, the text does admit these are exaggerated expressions, but they totally hammer home the core premise of this entire philosophy. And that crucial point is this. Cosmic holography posits that the universe isn't just some cold, empty void full of disconnected rocks and gas. No, it is a living, unified entity. Every single fragment of the universe, and yes, that includes you and me, contains the information and the ultimate destiny of the entire cosmos. If this holds true, it means any local change you make in your life directly ripples out and affects the whole shebang. We literally all share the exact same breath. Part 1. The purpose. Why learn this? But before we get into the nitty-gritty of how this all actually works, Su Feng takes a moment to clarify exactly why we should even bother with a mind-bending theory like this in the first place. He draws a really sharp contrast here. Taking this philosophical path is absolutely not about enduring hardship or suffering or just hoarding facts to sound smart at dinner parties. Actually, the ultimate goal is incredibly practical. It's a tool meant to maximize our personal freedom, our joy, and our overall happiness in life. Which brings us right to a pivotal question posed directly in the text. How can we actually make this knowledge of cosmic holography help us navigate through life? This is the exact moment the text shifts gears from abstract philosophy into distinct, actionable principles. So let's see how they work. Part 2. The microcosm, the universe within the cell. The very first principle here suggests something wild, that human cells actually contain the entirety of the universe within them. And because we're literal holographic cells of the cosmos, our internal emotional state directly dictates what we physically manifest. Notice the mapping here. Having universal love and mercy aligns us with the Creator, effectively giving us the character of gods or Buddhas. But on the flip side, when our hearts are just filled with hatred and pure self-interest, the text states we literally manifest the character of devils. Basically, our internal state becomes our cosmic reality. Building on that biology, the text asserts something truly radical. It claims our memories don't just live inside our heads, they actually reside in all our cells, and even broader than that, across cosmic space-time itself. In this view, the human brain isn't like a hard drive storing files, it's merely an antenna. It's just a sensor extracting millions of years of cosmic records. Theoretically, that means we can tap into the entire evolutionary history of the universe. What an absolutely massive idea. Part 3. The macrocosm, beyond space and time. Expanding outward from the human cell, the author argues that because time itself is holographic, meaning the past, present, and future are all deeply intertwined, humans can actually predict the future. And he cites various global prophecies as evidence for this. The Chinese Tuibei Tu, the Mayan prophecies, the Book of Revelation. The main argument here is that these weren't just lucky guesses. They are examples of humans successfully reading the holographic nature of time. And hey, it's not just time. Space is holographic too. The text notes that humans can theoretically see the entire universe, including extraterrestrial life. He specifically references navigating what he calls 36-dimensional space. Now I know, that sounds incredibly intimidating, right? But in the context of cosmic holography, the author claims this isn't some unsolvable esoteric mystery. It's actually a totally navigable reality if you can manage to elevate your consciousness. To explain the actual mechanics of instant karma, the text uses this brilliant biological metaphor. Think about it. If you prick your toe with a tiny thorn, your brain is instantly alerted, right? Well, similarly, the author argues that every single human action or word is instantly felt by the divine creator. In a holographic universe, reaping what you sow isn't just a polite moral suggestion. It's an iron law of physics. The universe literally feels everything you do, instantly. Part 4. Dreams and the Quantum Anti-Ego. The text then takes a super fascinating turn into the daily phenomenon of our dreams, linking them directly to parallel realities. Xuefeng actually parallels these spiritual concepts with theoretical physics. He references Stephen Hawking's realization of an anti-universe and the detection of antiparticles in quantum mechanics. The key takeaway from the science here is that particles and antiparticles interact instantly, completely regardless of the distance between them. The author uses this hard science to validate the spiritual idea of an anti-ego. So, based on this quantum parallel, the theory cleanly maps out exactly where your anti-ego or negative self currently lives out there in the multiverse. And get this, its location is entirely dictated by your earthly desires. Do you have a Buddha nature? Well, then your negative self resides in the Elysium world. Love fighting in the law of the jungle? You're tied to the animal world. Enjoy dark, selfish activities? Your anti-ego resides in hell. Our actions right here on Earth literally tether us to specific realms out there in the cosmos. So, knowing all of this, what's the actual action plan? The text outlines a really exciting 3-step process for spiritual optimization. Step 1. Elevate your everyday consciousness right out of the mundane mortal realm. Step 2. Align it closely with heaven. And finally, Step 3. Leave your mortal consciousness behind and let your deeper subconscious return to its true source. According to the text, this is exactly how you navigate the holographic universe. Part 5. The Resolution. Conquering Death. This final principle boldly tackles our ultimate human fear. The text claims that by deeply internalizing cosmic holography, you can actually eliminate the fear of death entirely. Why? Well, because as long as consciousness exists, you can project yourself infinitely into the vastness of the universe. The ultimate conclusion is simply, I am the universe is me. If you are the universe, you literally cannot die because the universe continues. It's a massive shift in perspective. But before wrapping things up, the author adds a pretty crucial caveat. These 8 principles are merely a starting block. He uses a beautiful idiom here, casting a brick to attract jade. He's basically offering these foundational ideas as a humble brick with the hope of attracting the precious jade of your own personal realizations. He encourages readers to use this foundation to deduce 80 or even 800 more principles to really grasp the secrets of life and empower yourself. We conclude this explainer with the text's final, provocative question, pointing out that for endless sunrises and sunsets, humanity has been stuck in this repetitive cycle of struggle. The author asks, is this the time to change to a new lifestyle? It's a powerful challenge. If we don't change how we view our connection to the cosmos, the troubles just won't end. So it really leaves us to consider, is it finally time for a radical awakening? Thank you so much for exploring this with me today in this explainer, and we will catch you next time.